let's get into roasting this fake trad Catholic Puritan moron. You guys have all seen this by now. You guys have all seen this. So we're not going to focus on this too much. I want to focus on some responses to it, and apparently she put out a response video. Lots of strange reactions to this game. Let's clear some things up. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way that childless women have maternal instincts. We observe this even in the way little girls play versus little boys. She is objectively wrong here, but that's neither here nor there. Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children. Again, objectively wrong. And typically those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children, no one else's. Again, objectively wrong. It's actually kind of stunning how many times she manages to be wrong in just this one post. Men are not nurturers. Wrong. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Wrong. I've done that multiple times, even before I had a kid. Men don't have baby fever. Wrong. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than being a product of his own lineage, he is likely a predator. What? Wrong. Swear I'm getting Goonergate flashbacks, but dumber. Oddly enough, this is actually dumber. Correct. You'd be taking the feminist, radical, gender abolitionist position to protest any of the above points. No. You'd be taking the biologically and common sense position to disagree with these. She's making me more misogynistic? Good. If I can't radicalize you guys in misogyny, then hopefully this dumb slut does. This should explain why a dad simulator game marketed to mostly childless men gives people the creeps. Vex fucking cooked this hoe. My girl Vex, in 1/10 of the character count, destroyed this bitch. Color me absolutely shocked that a female conservative influencer calling fatherless men predators for liking a video game is also willingly plays up the lolly aesthetic on her socials. Wow. And y'all know me, you know I ain't got no issue with lollies. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know me, I quite support that shit. The lolly art style. Not like lolicon weirdness in terms of like people gooning over art. I think that's weird in general. But the point is, dude, Vex cooked her. Fucking cooked her. But it's not just my girl Vex. It's not just my girl Vex. Mugen Lord came out with what might be the most wholesome angry post I've ever. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know you could wholesome angry post, and yet my boy Mugen Lord did. Who the fuck is Mary Morgan? And does she have any children of her own? Men don't have baby fever. She's not a man. How the fuck does she know if a man has baby fever or not? I have a daughter who will turn 18 next year. Now here's the dealio, guys. I don't know how much you guys know about Mugen Lord. Mugen Lord, my boy. I fucking love this guy, alright? Mugen Lord is an OG. It doesn't matter if we're on stream or off stream. Dude fucking dotes on his daughter. He talks about his goddamn daughter every chance he gets. He is... I mean, y'all want to talk about breaking stereotypes. If he was the first black father I'd ever met, frankly, he'd probably be the only one. But the point is, I wouldn't even believe in the stereotypes of black fathers not being around. I'm just Mugen Lord is a goddamn best dad on the internet. That's all I'm saying. Yes, El Mervoth. Perfect comparison. Dude, Mugen Lord is the Black Maze Hughes. Absolutely. I have a daughter who will turn 18 next year. She's my only child. My daughter's about to leave the nest, and it's already hitting me. I've been having baby fever for the past few months now, and it's insane. I love being a father. I want to make more babies. When my college bro and his wife recently had a baby, they came to visit me and placed that baby in my arms. And it was too much. It brings a smile to my face when I see families with their children. It's always the childless, single, manless, cobweb ovaries women who have the most to say about men. We are fucking human too, and we have emotions. We aren't robots void of emotion. Yes, men are nurturing. I've been raising my daughter by myself since she was a year old. She's smart, well-disciplined, and not pregnant like the girls around her at school. If she lived with her mother, she'd be the opposite. Completely damaged, out on the streets, chasing bum-ass. And I can say that because I'm quoting my boy here, and he would not give a fuck. Look at this. Look at this wholesome shit right here. Single father doting on his daughter that he's been raising for 17 fucking years. Legend. Absolute legend. Fuck this dumb Mary Morgan broad, bro. Fuck this dumb Mary Morgan broad. Again, cooked her. Cooked her! You love to see it. Support my boy Morgan Lord, by the way, if you guys don't. His YouTube channel's amazing. He's been on the show, I don't know how many times. And then old Beanie Boy had to come in and try and run defense. Old Beanie Boy had to come in and try and run defense, despite the community note, despite the public backlash, despite the common sense. I don't know what asbestos is in Homeboy's headwear, but it is fucking with his mental. Not that I respect him too terribly much anyway. Mary is correct in tendency. I think people are taking her point to some extreme end. Despite the community note, I would still argue women are substantially more baby crazy than men, and that Mary is generally correct in her assessment. Bitch, she never said tendency! She never said, she made an absolute statement. She didn't say most childless men. She didn't say childless men don't on average. She made the absolute statement of childless men do not have paternal instincts. What the fuck you mean correct in tendency? Dude is retarded! It's almost impressive how retarded he is, which is why we got to see what she had to say. Mary Morgan came out and she made a damn near 20-minute response video over the backlash she'd been getting about this tweet. So guys, let's fucking go.
Yeah, I had a hot take earlier today on X.
I'm glad you had a hot something because, whew, look what's going on here. Not good.
But let's get into it here. I think we can have a better discussion away from X about this.
Something tells me, guys, it's not going to be a better discussion. I don't know what it is, but something tells me it's not going to be a better discussion. El Mervat for the 2-banger says, my retort, claim more baby fiend yet aborted 1 mil. Ooh, rough.
So a Japanese video game studio called Capcom just published a new title over the weekend, which is
a Japanese studio, video game company called Capcom. You could just say, yo, Capcom did this. People know Capcom has been famous longer than you have been alive. Probably twice as long as you've been alive. Again, anyway, I'm nitpicking, but she's retarded.
It's called Pragmata or Pragmata. I still don't know how to pronounce it.
You've never heard of Capcom before?
I have heard of Capcom.
Okay.
Okay, I was not nitpicking, because he called her out on it too. It's like, the way you phrase that is really strange. The fact that her co-host also questioned her, never mind. I feel valid. Wasn't a nitpick.
Yes. I'm just saying that in case someone else hasn't.
Oh, okay.
Set on a lunar research station, the game follows spacefarer Hugh and android Diana as they work together to fight a hostile AI known as Edis.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce that either. That is controlling the station and to return to Earth. So this came out over the weekend, and now it's become a massive debate online about whether this game is creepy or perhaps even predatory toward the child character Diana, who, by the way, in case that wasn't clear, is merely an android that appears to be a child.
And yet somehow you appear more childlike. Maybe it's because of your cognitive disabilities, but you appear more childlike.
A human child in the game. So you play as Hugh, and you are...
Shout out to my boy Cider. Cider making it in the big times. He's now being viewed by who knows how many hundreds of people. And I say hundreds because, guys, Pop Culture Crisis doesn't pull numbers. Pop Culture Crisis, a show under the Tim Pool umbrella, pulls less numbers than our boy Hypnotic. Just saying. They might pull less numbers than me. I don't know, actually. They might even pull less numbers than me. But I've actually ran their numbers compared to Hypno's, and Hypno fucking dwarfed them. So Hypno be out doing pop culture, someone under the Tim Pool umbrella. Shout out our boy Hypno.
Basically the protector or guardian of this character, Diana. And people are debating about the character design for this.
No one's debating about it. No actual person's debating about it. retards and troglodytes, mongoloids, maybe even, are debating about it. People aren't. And D-Stock, no one gives a fuck. That's not what we're talking about right now. No one gives a fuck about Sphere Hunter. No one gives a fuck about that shitty tranny right now. We're talking about this.
Is
that Bella Ramsey's sister? Damn! Shout out, Sebrew.
little girl, but also not, because it's a robot, and they have this highly stylized version of it too for both Hugh and Diana. People are saying that they made Diana too adult-like in her facial features. There is definitely some merit to that, in my opinion. You can see that there's like eyeliner on her eyes. She has like a huge like volume of hair, which I wouldn't say is characteristic of children in real.
You would be objectively wrong. Dude, my little sister didn't get her first haircut until she was like 7 years old or something. 9 years old, something like that. My little sister had hair down to almost the floor when she was like 7 years old. Like this girl is supposed to be what? This android is supposed to represent like 7, 8-year-old, maybe 6, like somewhere in that range. Yeah, you don't give the kid a haircut, and this is what it fucking looks like. My own sister literally, her hair's brown, but even so, had the same fucking hair.
Real life, but again, maybe it's not meant to be realistic. I don't think that it's sexualizing the character, personally. A lot of people think that because they are seeing some very real participation from actual creeps online.
Yeah.
In this conversation, a lot of people are making
exactly,
jokes.
Sev.
Maybe they're partly serious about modding the game to sexualize Diana, which I think is disgusting, obviously. And there is definitely...
Yes, you are seeing a handful of creeps on the internet do the creepy things that the creeps on the internet do. Now, guys, obviously that's not fucking okay, but also let's look at this realistically. These weirdos are gonna go into shit regardless. There are people that got sexual attractions to fucking pencil sharpeners. Alright? That's weird. I don't know who the fuck wants to stick their dick in a pencil sharpener. But it's real. It's a thing. Yeah, there's gonna be some weirdos out there. Why call attention to it? You only muddy the waters.
I haven't seen it myself, but people have said they have seen some sexualized, explicit illustrations of this character already making the rounds on Reddit and other forums that have been banned, which again is really gross. But I guess that's just gonna happen no matter what, because there are creeps everywhere online.
Exactly. So why do you bring it up further? And then why do you take it to the extreme of then blaming men, saying dumb shit like childless men don't have nurturing instincts? So not only are you going to say like, oh, creeps are everywhere, you know, there's always going to be creeps on the internet. Great. So you understand that. Somehow your pea brain that's been fried with too much bottle job dye understands that. But you still said the dumb shit to attack men because you were a fake conservative. You are a covert feminist, probably slut if I had to guess, or at least reformed slut. I never seen no fucking e-thought with those bangs that wasn't at the very least a reformed slut.
And they're going to do what they're going to do. But as far as the game studio is concerned, there's now a theory that this game is a subtle ploy to increase the birth rates in both Japan and in the West.
Entirely possible, by the way. She can laugh at this all she wants. Japan has literally been doing propaganda because Japan's below replacement rate. You think America's below replacement rate, which we are. We're not near as bad. Japan, way below replacement rate. South Korea, don't get me started on South Korea. South Korea, if they don't fix some shit now, they will be gone in 80 years. 80 years. Hypothetically, depending on how good our technology gets, 80 years, I'd be a little over 100 years old, right? I'd be a little over 100 years old. Depending on how good our technology gets, hypothetically, I could still end up being alive. Now, let's be real, with the way that I drink and smoke and talk to people in ways I shouldn't talk to, and eventually one of them's going to have a gun or a knife or something. The point is, I'm probably not living to know 110. But hypothetically, I could live to see a time when South Korea just straight up does not exist. Japan's not far behind. They are that below replacement rate. Whole reason I'm bringing all this up, Japan has been running several pieces of propaganda. I don't know about psyops, but definitely propaganda to increase the birth rate. To increase the birth rate. They've been, it has been common knowledge since like 2017 at least that Japan has been trying to do that. So, by the way, yes, that is good. I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing. For those of you, because Solzan says that's good. Yes, it is good. I'm not, if it came off as negative, no. I think this is a great thing for Japan to do. I think America should be doing it as well. The point is, putting out a video game like this as part of a centralized government strategy to try and get people to feel baby fever and want to fuck, I think that's a good thing.
By encouraging the person playing to activate their paternal instincts, one response to this game said that it is, what did they say? Let me read this in their words.
Okay.
It is secretly Japan's clever plan.
UAF Omega for a 2-banger. Total rectal inversion is what's gonna get you early. Ew.
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
Normally, I thank everybody for every super chat, but I don't know that was worth $2, man. I don't know that was worth $2. Ew, brother, ew.
To fight their birth rate crisis.
But thank you for the 2-banger.
Another one said it's a Japanese ploy to bring out the built-in dad instinct of male gamers and increase birth rates worldwide. So that's why some people are calling it a dad simulator game. That's not how it's being marketed, but...
First of all, that is how it's being marketed. Second, people are calling it a dad simulator game in a facetious manner. In a facetious manner. Because we call everything an XYZ simulator. How are you going to call yourself Pop Culture Crisis and not know the lingo of us saying, XYZ thing is a blank simulator? That is just normal new gen, unfortunately, but normal new gen speak. No, this game was not made in Korea. It's made by Capcom. Capcom's a Japanese company. This dog, not male in gender, so what he means is this bitch is water-brained as fuck. For real.
It would fit into the same genre as the Last of Us games or the Walking Dead game in that way, where you're the...
I don't know who fed her these notes, because she's correct, but I know goddamn way she knew that on her own.
The guardian or the caregiver of this young female character. If the argument is that the cuteness of Diana as a character is going to increase birth rates, I think that's like obviously not true. That's not going to happen.
First of all, that's not what's being said. Second, yes, it would. Yes, propaganda to increase baby fever will in turn, if done successfully, increase babies. If you put yourself in a situation where you are simulating protective fatherly instincts, that absolutely could increase birth rates 100%. Especially amongst the Japanese, where, at least hopefully, they don't have these dumbass feminists, like fourth wave feminist bitches that are refusing to have kids.
But they're, circulating these clips of especially female streamers playing this game, and they're brought to tears by the cutscenes of Diana, like, drawing a picture of her and Hugh in, like, a family setting. And they're like, this is gonna change everything. People.
So you're just gonna completely ignore every male streamer that also had similar instances, or every male gamer that's talked about how they felt playing this game? Because again, covert feminist, so it has to be about women.
People are going to have families because they...
Oh my god, I just noticed that Spoon, of all people, commented underneath this. This broad be so fucking dumb, she's making me agree with the aristocratic utensil. This broad be so mad dumb she has me agreeing with fucking Spoon, bro. Who I absolutely destroyed in a debate when he was on my channel like half a year ago or something, by the way. He rage quit and has not talked to me since.
He played this game and
One of the issues here, and I see somebody mentioned it.
not holding up.
So one of the things that gets mentioned here, and I agree, is that streamers will absolutely like just overdo it for the camera. It's why reaction channels it's why Eric Butts will be a millionaire his whole life, because he can overact for Star Wars content. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's actually the rare example of somebody who actually feels that way. But in general, like, there is a percentage of, you know, people who do.
Yeah, Ronan, it was about, do you remember when Melanie Mac and all them dumb sluts, like a year ago, more than 6 months ago, it was like a year ago, started, you know, quote-unquote, Goonergate? Spoon had always done this whole, no simping, women are inferior, this, that, and the other. And then he was simping for Melanie Mac and was so upset Spaghetti people didn't take her side. So I called him out on it, and he came on my stream to debate it, and I absolutely wrecked him. And he rage quit. It was funny as shit, bro. Funny as shit.
Do reaction content where it's like, whoa! You know, it's like Frank Castle comes back to Marvel for the 50th time with John Byrne, like, there's an aspect of it being played up here, perhaps.
I just want to address this because I don't think it's totally unreasonable for people to get creepy vibes.
It absolutely is 100% unequivocally totally unreasonable for people to get creepy vibes. If you are getting creepy vibes, what's up, Jenna? If you are getting creepy vibes, that's you projecting as the creep. No, and this point has been made over and over by people on X, by you guys in the fucking comment section, by me, by Cinny, by Sevi with the heavies over here in the chat. Yes, if you find some sort of creep factor in a wholesome, found family style father-daughter relationship in a video game, a completely innocent and wholesome father-daughter relationship, if you get creeped out by that, you're the fucking creep. It is 100% unreasonable to think anything otherwise.
Not because it's sexual in any way, but because this is a game that's primarily being marketed and sold to men who don't have children.
Show me some stats to back that up. Because every gamer not every gamer, but the majority of gamers I know are actually fathers. Are people with kids, are family men. You want to know why? Because the average gamer is between 36 and 41 and is male. So if the average gamer is males from 36 to 41, and on average, men in that demographic have children, and that means this game, who's being marketed to the target demographic of gamers, would be marketed to the target demographic that has kids. Like, this is simple fucking math.
And
well, what does that?
This is my hot take, actually. I'll just read it so we don't have to allude to it all the time. So I said, childless men do not have paternal instincts the way that childless women have maternal instincts. We observe this even in the way little girls play versus little boys. So I'm referring to little girls displaying maternal instincts in the way that they play with baby dolls.
That's not paternal and maternal instinct. That is individual versus object-oriented interest. She's conflating two things that are completely separate. That is not paternal versus maternal instinct. That is nurturing of living things versus object interest. You can have nurturing instinct and it not be maternal. She's trying to what she's trying to do is break down and explain what Jordan Peterson accurately explained and broke down way back in like 2016 or some shit, and she's doing it with all of the incorrect information.
From birth, you can detect that female babies make more eye contact than male babies. It's just ingrained in us biologically that, you know, women are caregivers, they are the nurturers.
And it's ingrained in men too. So on my video yesterday, let's see if I can find the comment. Let's see if I can find the comment. Hold on a sec. I got an incredible comment I had no idea about on the video that came out yesterday. Let's see if I can find it. All right, here we go. Comments. Where is the Helldivers comment? Keep scrolling. Nope. Because I had no idea about this. This was one of the coolest things I had read. This might be my favorite comment on this entire video. I got some pretty cool comments on this video. See if I can just F3. Hell no. Okay, so I've not scrolled enough yet. So here's what we're gonna do. Nope, still haven't scrolled enough. Damn. Sorry, guys. I got a lot of comments on this video. Well, no, it says I'm at the bottom. What the hell? Ha! What the hell, divers? It was probably close to the bottom anyway. But let's see. I don't think I responded to this comment because it was so great. I didn't even know. Wait, bro, the middle part of the. Oh no, nope. Got that one. Male biological clock. Share my relationship with my father. Oh, this was a very nice, sweet, wholesome comment. Hey, what up, Sevy? Hypocrisy is palpable. Yes, it is. Somebody who's 100% single, by the way, failing. Normal people, again. I also got, dude, I got at least one antinatalist in here, which was insane. That, like, they even an antinatalist came in and said they find this stuff to be, this to be overblown, but then they went on this entire antinatalist, fucking diatribe. That was hilarious. 51 years old, single man. That's sad. You're a pure renegade around a massive fat show. Where is the Helldivers comment? Because I can't replicate it. It needs to be read. It was so perfect. Guys, right here. Right here. Fun fact I just found out recently as I got into Helldivers 2. The devs forced players to choose between saving 2 planets within a set amount of time. One planet full of kids with no rewards, or the other planet that would reward players with a new stratagem. Suffice to say, the Helldivers 2 players overwhelmingly chose to save the planet full of kids first, and then still had enough time to save the second planet. Mind you, saving a single planet can take a very long time, and it really encourages tens of thousands of players to come together to save a single planet in a short amount of time. In honor of Helldivers 2 players' effort to save the kids first, the devs at Arrowhead actually donated to the charity for actual real-life kids in need. I didn't know about this. I had no idea about this. Like, this was such a... So, yeah. But apparently fucking gamers and males... By the way, Helldivers 2, I don't know about the demographics, but I'm going to wager just a small guess. Overwhelmingly male. Chose to save the kids. Fictional fucking kids in a fictional fucking video game. Yeah. This bitch is retarded, bro.
Men first experience, this is continuing my post, men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children, and typically those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children and no one else's.
Yep, only felt for their own children. Except for the apparently tens of thousands of dudes who got together to save fictional fucking kids. Man, I got another comment. This one I do remember. So I'm not going to search for it. I do remember. Someone commented that it was like their brother or their roommate or something like that. So another male they knew fell asleep with the TV on. And there was a scene in the movie or the TV show, wherever he was watching, with kids screaming. And he woke up to that and ran out of the house trying to find where the hurt kids were before he realized, I'm retarded. This is on TV. Guy didn't have kids of his own. It wasn't his kids. He just woke up to hearing kids screaming, didn't realize it was on the TV, and ran out to see what he could do to help. But apparently men only have these instincts for their own children. And they don't have these instincts at all until they have children. Like even if we take out the anecdotal evidence, do you know how many studies prove otherwise?
Contrast that, I guess, with, liberal moms on Facebook crying about children on the other side of the planet. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby fever.
Again, I have done that. I've actively like been at the mall, seen a cute kid in a fucking like stroller or whatever, and been like, oh my god, what a cute kid. Now also, I've been in Walmart, because of course it's Walmart. I remember what this baby looked like to this day. This must have been like 14, 15 fucking years ago. It was the ugliest son of a bitch I'd ever seen. Ugliest fucking baby. Dude, the whole family, man. It was some hills have eyes looking shit. Me and my buddy Fingerless TJ, we nicknamed that family the Tribe. We nicknamed that family the Tribe. I still remember the Tribe, bro. How you gonna have a baby with like the most whack-ass third world haircut, a unibrow, and I couldn't even tell you if, like, it was a design on the shirt or it was just that many different stains and shit. It was, to be fair, it was sad. But, dude, you ever heard the Stephen Lynch song? Damn, that's an ugly baby. It was the ugliest fucking baby I'd ever seen, bro. Holy shit.
If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he is likely a predator. Here I perhaps put too much, labor on the audience to interpret what I meant. I was inferring cases where, single men or gay men pursue adopting or buying.
Bullshit. This is cope. This is not what she was insinuating. This is absolute cope. To say that she was insinuating that this is when gay men buy kids, no. When you say men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children, men are not nurturers, men don't gush over cute kids in public, men don't have baby fever. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than for it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator. Bullshit. You were not just insinuating this is about a few homos now and again that buy kids. You are lying out your ass.
To interpret what I meant, I was inferring cases where, single men or gay men pursue adopting or
shout out to El Murdoch for two banger. Stephen Lynch, Special Olympics. Yeah, great song. Special Olympics is great.
Buying a child via surrogacy without a mother involved in the process. And I do think that that's predatory, and it's predatory in the worst cases, of course, but in most cases just terrible for the child, because a man can never provide for a child what even an adoptive mom can, but because their brains are literally just not wired to be nurturing.
Okay.
So men's brains aren't then why do fathers matter? Then why do fathers matter? So you're telling me the entire 18 years of the kid's life, the father doesn't do any nurturing because we're not wired to nurture? Are you fucking stupid? I mean, frankly, that was a dumb question on my part. Of course he's fucking stupid. But let me phrase it differently. Even for a woman, you are fucking stupid. And I mean, that's saying so goddamn much. Because y'all know me, grade A pro level misogynist up in here. Even for a woman, this is some dumb ass shit.
And then I said you'd be taking the feminist / radical gender abolitionist position.
Frostbanger is an interesting point. So what? If a man loses their wife and they have kids, the father isn't qualified to raise the kids? Must not be, because fathers can't nurture. Fathers can't. Y'all want to know a fun fact? Y'all want to know a fun fact about your boy Leon? You guys will know half of this at least, maybe the whole thing. I've told y'all my mom ran out on us when I was 10 years old. Now, I'm the oldest of 5. My mom ran out on us when I was 10 years old. So my little sister, she's 8. Guess what that means my dad did? Single dadded a fucking 8-year-old to the point of her. Now, to be fair, I think did my dad get back into a relationship with my sister was about 16? So from 8 to 16, my dad did that single dad thing with an 8-year-old girl. No, it's fine. No need for condolences. I'm over it. I was like 10. Bro, this was just 20-something years ago. I'm good. My point is that my dad, out of all the kids, the daughter, my sister, is my dad's favorite. No shade to my dad. I love my dad. I know that he loves me and my little brother. But my little sister's his favorite. And that's cool. I like that. My dad and my little sister have always had an amazing relationship. but he did that single dad life for 8 fucking years. She turned out pretty all right. She's going to school. She's my sister. First of all, my little sister is married. She's going to school to get her master's degree. That's gay. Don't like that. Women should be in the home, cooking, cleaning, having kids, all that shit. But that's neither here nor there. She's never been in any problems with the law. She's didn't get knocked up in high school, nothing like that. If men don't nurture, how the fuck my sister turn out so good? How the fuck my sister turn out not too dissimilar from the way Mugen Lord described his daughter? You tell me. 2-banger, 2 more for you to call her things YouTube won't let me. Oh, I'm ready to light this dumb broad up, bro. I'm ready to light this dumb broad up, to crucify this bitch.
And to protest the above points, this should explain why a dad simulator game marketed to mostly childless men gives people the creeps.
But I feel like so I guess I feel like there's a little bit of an issue here where you're talking about nurturing, but men aren't leaning into the nurturing for something like this. Maybe in this scene, but the point is protection, not nurturing.
No way. Does he actually call her out? This gotta be too good to be true. There's no way homeboy calls her out. I bet he's gonna softball it 'cause she a broad. I bet he gonna softball it because she a dumb woman with less brains than a goddamn T-Rex.
Nurturing, which isn't something inherent to men only after they have kids. There's a reason why brothers are fiercely protective of their sisters, or why I guess the example that I always think of is like there's a reason why every dude on planet Earth thinks that if they were on a plane with a terrorist that they would be the one to stop it, to protect the women and the children there, and they don't have to be their own children.
Beast! Look at this! Holy shit! We can see her brain rebooting, what little brain she has, mind you, in real fucking time. Don't fuck this up, dude. I don't know who you are. I don't know if I like you or not yet. I've only ever seen one episode of Pop Culture Crisis in my entire life. I couldn't even tell you this guy's name. Chad is saying Brett, so I'm gonna assume his name is Brett. But we can see the walnut of a brain, like, trying to reconfigure and resend the synapses in other directions because a man's calling her out on her dumb shit. Do not fuck this up, glasses guy.
I feel like you are having 2 different discussions with the people in the comments there.
You're fucking it up. You're going to bat for her. You're having 2 different discussions. No, don't wiffle ball this. Batter over the head with it.
And I do believe that men, maybe not at the same rate as women, eventually do come to feel a certain lack if they don't have kids and family. There's like a community note there. I can't rank it. I don't know how accurate it is, so I'm not going to reference it. I don't have the statistics on that. But men do yearn for families to have kids, which is...
Whether you have the statistics or not, it's common sense. Even, again, take anecdotal experiences out. It's common sense. I will say, not saying that you don't have the statistics is technically fair, but I don't like it.
A little bit different, given what the discussion you were having there with people.
I didn't even see the community note.
It says,
bullshit! You lying asshole! You gonna claim that you didn't see that your 1.4 million impression tweet got community noted?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
You lying asshole! You covert feminist lolly-looking fucking loser!
Research shows childless men experience broodiness and desire for fatherhood nearly as often as childless women, 59% versus 63%, and men included non-parents exhibit innate caregiving and protective responses to infants. So I think that the thing is, you were talking about nurturing. Nurturing is kind of in the realm of protection, but not.
First of all, again, even glasses guy, Brett, is wrong here. Men do nurture. Now, again, we're talking about common sense. Yeah, common sense, on average, women nurture more. That is their main role. Men protect, women nurture. But there's crossover. We don't have the concept of the mama bear for nothing. Women clearly can also protect. That's part of their fucking role. Men can also clearly fucking nurture. Notice how she is staying incredibly fucking silent, except to lie about how she hasn't seen the community note, by the way. Notice how, except to say she hadn't seen the community note, she has stayed fucking silent while the man is talking. So at least she might kind of know her fucking place.
Not necessarily the same thing.
There's
Men
a
are
distinction.
fiercely instinctive.
I opened my mouth too soon. Oh, there's a distinction. Shut the fuck up. You don't know. Does this broad have kids? I highly doubt this broad has kids. Does Mary Morgan have a boyfriend? No. Come on. It said for a moment. Oh, that's Moriarty. Okay, I don't know who that is. Bro! Does Mary Morgan have kids? And the first thing that comes up is my boy's tweet. Let's fucking go, Mugen. Let's go. Well done. Top Google result. I'll have to send him that later. Mary Morgan, Wilson. I guess Mary Morgan, Timcast have kids. Ugh, I gotta go to Reddit. Gross. Does Mary have a kid? Reddit post somewhere. She's an unmarried Catholic woman who is saving herself. I highly doubt that. Saving herself for marriage? Let's be real. Maybe she's saving herself for marriage now that she's plowed 80 fucking dudes. Maybe she a reformed hoe. But ain't no good goddamn way that this broad ain't been fucked. Because she's like 31 or something. Yeah, Virgin Mary has a kid. No, maybe. She does have a kid. She's the Virgin Mary. Her kid's Jesus. Alright, how old is she? How old is Mary Morgan from Pop Culture Crisis? Turned 30 years old, okay, so February 18th. So she is 31. She is the same age as me. She's younger than me, by about a year, because I'll be turning 32 this year. She just turned 31. But anyway, yeah. You try to tell me this 31-year-old never bumped uglies? Bullshit. Bullshit. Catholic that's saving herself for marriage. Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe it for a goddamn moment. I like Dermy, but Dermy must be retarded. Because I was able to find that with a fucking Google search.
Instinctual towards the protection, because we have to be biologically programmed to do it to continue the human race.
Yeah, that's a valid point, and you're right that it draw to protect the vulnerable is intrinsic to masculinity and men's capacity for fatherhood.
That's what I believe.
It draws the point
Programmed to do it to continue the human race.
Yeah, that's a valid point, and
notice the but? But, well, that's a valid point, and even though he is right, even though he is objectively correct, because of her womanly ways, she is still looking for ways to try and argue and be correct. This, by the way, boys, is why we endorse misogyny around here. Because of dumbass hoe shit like this.
you're right that it draw to protect the vulnerable is intrinsic to masculinity and men's capacity for fatherhood.
That's what I believe. That's so. What this is resonating with men is not. Maybe the aspect here is like he's like, I'm gonna give her a name, which I suppose leans into the nurture side of things, but it's directly connected to what.
You can even make an argument that's not even the nurture side of things. Now, to be fair, whether it is or isn't is kind of irrelevant. But the way it's framed in the cutscene is that he doesn't want to go around giving fucking letters and numbers. He doesn't want to be alphanumeric with the fucking robot child. So for simplicity's sake, because men are problem solvers, he gives her a name. Did I miss your super vagabond? I'm sorry, homie. Let me check. Oh, vagabond with a 5-banger. So first of all, with the 2-banger, it says check my last super. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't see that come in. How many times we see men cry on Maury's show when they find out the kids they've been raising was not theirs and continue to raise the kid on their own? Fucking facts. Facts. Where's that famous Judge Judy clip? Where's that famous Judge Judy clip? I wonder if I'm going to get fucking copyright for this. Like I got copyright for the History Channel yesterday. Judge Judy slams woman for celebrating losing child's stepdad. I don't know how you would phrase this. Yes, this right here. Thankfully this came up. Cool.
Versus Rasmussen. When it comes to 3-year-old Zaylee Rasmussen, it has been determined by...
My bad. Wasn't Judge Judy. It was whoever this broad is.
By this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
Be respectful.
Sorry. Miss Miller.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve. You just showed me where your priorities were right there.
I'm sorry.
Because I held out hope that you weren't just acting a fool because you so mad at him because he cheated on you that you would cheat your child out of a father. But that cheering you did, what you cheering? I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering for? In the case...
That's not even the full clip. She goes harder, dude. She goes harder on the broad. She's all like, he drove out here 4 hours, for this daughter that's not even his, that he's gonna continue to raise. All the like she goes in on that fat bitch, dude. She goes in on that fat bitch. Frostbang for 2Bangers says she's actually 25, August 14, 2000. Either way, she ain't no fucking Virgin Mary saving herself. I don't believe it for a goddamn minute. But yeah, that's the clip I was thinking of.
What men would feel, which is the ability to connect with and then protect someone in a dire situation, right? So if we, like, one of the examples that was getting brought up, if I was looking into this, was like how step parents are different from regular parents, right? But that's not the same thing as somebody being...
I don't even believe that. Well, okay, I'm a little mixed on it. Like, there are horror stories out there about, step parents. But there's also horror stories about real parents. I told you all earlier, my mom abandoned me when I was 10. The guy I keep saying is my dad, technically my stepdad. Technically ain't been my stepdad since my mom ran out on us. He continued to raise me my entire life and raises me to this day. Yeah, Papa Idol's technically my not even stepdad since I was 10. I'm 31. I still call my dad when I need help. Let's be real. So I don't even like hearing that step-parent argument because my stepdad's been real fucking good to me.
Thrust into an extremely dangerous situation where terrorists or robots are coming after you, and then you need to protect those younger and weaker than you. And I do believe that is innate to men, and that is what is resonating with men in this game.
Yeah. I guess I was just trying to draw the distinction between...
Nobody cares what you were trying to do. You were a dumbass hoe that had the internet roast you and ruin you, and you were still here trying to justify it and not take any fucking accountability.
Between how men and women respond to the vulnerability of children. Babies being the most helpless human beings on the planet. And it's my perspective that...
No one gives a fuck about your perspective. We care about facts. And you were factually incorrect on all accounts.
Men do not have the capacity to feel for children the way that women do. And I don't know if I've found a better way to articulate it than...
No, Mugen, or Eagle Lord, you're being stupid. She can't distinguish between fiction and reality in a story. No, not in a story, you dumb asshole. She can't distinguish between reality and reality. She's saying this about reality. She's saying men can't do this in reality.
Women are maternal in a more noticeable way than men are.
Women are more no shit, women are more maternal. That, the root word, in maternal is female oriented. It's the female fucking Latin root word. I think it's Latin, maybe Greek. You get my point. Duh. The argument isn't about what isn't maternal. In fact, I don't think she even said the word maternal. She said nurturing, if I recall. Hold on a sec. I don't think the word maternal was used once. Childless men do not have paternal instincts. Okay, have maternal. Okay, my bad. Fair enough. She did. I'll take the L on that. She did say maternal. But that's still irrelevant because that's not the point that she's now trying to make here. So it doesn't really matter.
Are naturally paternal.
I guess, like, so one of the things I find most interesting is, like, have you ever seen those videos where it's like when mom's home alone with the children versus dad, and the dad, they're always doing something dangerous when they're home alone with the dad? Okay, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not, like, maybe it's because I've done risky things skating for 25 years, but when I see a kid running faster than their legs can carry them, my instinct is to stop them from falling.
Wrong. Your instinct should be, oh, let them fall. They're going to learn a lesson. let that bitch fall. They're going to learn a lesson. And when they fall and scrape their knee, and you tell them, oh, shit, looks like it hurt. I ain't going to do that again, are you? Yeah. Yeah, that's how you parent. That's how you fucking parent. Alright? You shouldn't be fucking protecting these kids. Now, obviously, if it's something that's, like, dangerous, yes, you don't want to protect them. But running too fast, they fall. Fuck you, you weak-ass hoe. I'm sure Brett's a nice guy. He definitely seems far more reasonable than her. I'm just amped up and angry right now because she's such a dumb slut. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, yeah, no, he's wrong.
Like, I'm not like, well, that's how you learn not to run too fast. My instinct is to stop them before they fall. And some might even tell you that's the wrong instinct, because
I just said that's the wrong instinct. Thank you. Yes, correct.
The mother's instinct should be to stop them before they fall. The father's instinct should be like, they need to, sometimes they're going to need to take a tumble if they're going to learn to help themselves. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's right, but I know that my instinct is to stop them.
Since you brought up the aspect of, like, step parents earlier.
Oh please. Let's hear what you got to say on this one. I'm truly curious what your pontifications on the relationships of step parents are when you don't even have your own biological children. This'll be good.
It is true that kids are far more likely to get abused by a step parent than a parent. And that is
statistically, that might be true. Fair enough.
Even more of a stark contrast when you look at stepfathers versus stepmothers.
I don't know that that's true. I don't know that's true at all. And while you're at it, let's backtrack and get off the step stuff for a moment. I'll admit, I'm a little close to that subject considering how I feel about my pops. But needless to say, I bring this up all the time. And I usually bring it up as a joke. But it's also something statistically true. Let's talk about biological parents for a sec. What did dads do? They leave. It's unfortunate. They leave. Pops, they bounce. Fatherless home. Sucks. You want to know what women do? You want to know what women do? They drown their fucking kids. Yeah. Yeah, women actually kill their children. That's a fucked up statistic, but it's true.
That is true. I mean, stepmothers are more likely to enter into a family that is not biologically theirs and be able to...
No, D-Stock, I don't mean abortion. I mean when the kids are 5, 6, 7 years old and they suffer from whatever psychosis or whatever it is, the same instincts that drive a man to leave, women murder their kids. Usually via drowning, but other ways as well. I'm not talking about abortion. This is an actual statistic that the psychological factors that cause men to leave, when women experience those same psychological factors, they kill their kids. War Wizard for a 2-banger. I stick out my foot. I'm a bit of a nihilist. As long as they learn the lesson.
To be competent caregivers to children that are not theirs. Because, and that's what I'm trying to say, is that women are nurturers. And then I feel like people...
But that's not what you were trying to say. What you're trying to say is that dudes that play this game and they feel these feelings of fatherhood, by the way, not nurturing, specifically, not necessarily nurturing, but wanting to be a father are creepy. That's what you said. You can't twist it any other way.
Really didn't even try to respond to me in earnest, and now they're dying on this hill that like men are actually better at nurturing children than women.
No one's saying that. No one is saying men are better at nurturing children than women are. What we're saying is you labeled some blatant biological falsehoods on all men in an absolutist standard, and you were objectively wrong, and now you getting checked on it. To the point where Timmy Pool had to run D for you and make up words you never said, such as tendency, because you were that fucking stupid.
And that's just not true.
We've got a couple of 20s here. I'm gonna read them quick. Sorry about that, Shane.
I like what he just did there. He basically did a nice version of "shut the fuck up, bitch. Money just came in. Money's more important than whatever dumb shit you're saying, Blondie."
Says, I just have a psych minor, so what the F do I know? But there's a difference between male innate protector instinct and paternal instinct. Science shows that men's brains rewire during pregnancy as they develop paternal instincts.
Yeah, there is definitely something distinct between a fatherly role and just the masculine protector role.
This bitch folded real quick when someone came in with a 20 banger waving a piece of paper saying, "Hey, here's what I learned in college."
I think one of the other reasons for step parents is also like historically men are the ones whose job it is to like punish and to, you know, make sure the kids don't act out and enact punishment to kids, and that's not something you can really do. You don't, like, if you're a stepdad, you don't have that same like authority over the child.
Oh, my dad did. My fucking dad did. Now, I will say, I don't think he liked doing it. Or maybe he did, which is even more based. But he definitely had that role. My mom, when she was around, she didn't give a fuck if my dad was going to beat my ass. To this day, dude, all right. So one night, my dad had shampooed the carpets. I swear to God, this is a true story. The next day, I went out with my friends. I must have been like 3rd grade. I lived out in the country. I went out with my friends. We're running around in the mud, doing all sorts of shit. We had a rule in our house: take your shoes off when you get inside. I never followed that rule. I was a shitty kid. I never followed that fucking rule. So I ran inside, and I tracked mud all through the carpet that my dad had spent the last who knows how many hours shampooing the night before. My mom comes out, and she sees it. She said the words, like straight out of a fucking 1950s sitcom, "Just wait till your father gets home." She had never called him my father before. That's why I have this memory. She had never called him. She would say dad. She never said stepdad or anything. She always said like dad. I had never heard my mom use the word father before. She said, "Wait till your father gets home." I don't remember what my dad did to me. I don't remember. I remember getting an ass beaten. But it did not scare me as much as hearing my mom say the words, "Just wait until your father gets home." Yeah. Stepdad or not, my dad didn't give no fuck, son.
Well, it's also just because on a primal level, if we're being real, like the stepfather has no genetic incentive to, you know, actually protect those children.
There's
no genetic incentive. And again, I get it. Anecdotal. Why are me and my dad going to see Weird Al in June? Bro, it was my dad's birthday. Y'all know, because I was talking about on stream. Hey, I just got back from my dad's birthday. This is late last month. My dad goes, "Hey, you got any streams on?" I think it's like June 15th or whatever. He's like, "It's a Wednesday. You got any streams the night of June 15th or whatever that fucking Wednesday is?" I was like, "No, I do my Wednesday streams during the day." He goes, "Good, because if you had plans, I was gonna tell you to cancel them." I was like, "Oh, why is that?" He's like, "Me and you're gonna go see Weird Al." My dad took me to see Weird Al when I was 13 years old. By like I said, my mom had ran out on us when I was 10. He had still kept taking care of me. He took me for my 13th birthday to see Weird Al. So on his fucking birthday, just last month, he surprised me with tickets for us to go see Weird Al together in June. Fuck you and your whole step parent, this, that, or the other bullshit.
I'm not saying it never happens, but it's It's not natural that comes to them.
Another 20 from Shane says, protector instinct is what makes us want to protect women or even do things like jump blindly into the fray.
Mind you, what are you talking about, that protector instinct? I would say that's why a lot of times, stepdads actually do step up. Bio mom don't know what the fuck's going on. Their life falling apart. Bio dad ran out, left, whatever it may be. Yeah, because of them protector instincts, stepdads step the fuck up. Now, again, I get it. I'm not going to deny the statistics of abuse from step-parents. That is a real statistic. Numbers don't lie, although people can manipulate numbers to make them think they lie. But nah. There's a reason that I would say that stepdads are actually probably more prone to being properly loving and caring and nurturing than stepmoms because of that protective nature of men. Amanda, for a member for 10 months, shout out. My stepdad was more of a dad than my real dad. Fucking facts. Look at that. Look at that. Exactly what I'm talking about with my dad. Exactly. Based. Glad to hear that, Amanda. Based.
When we see a friend getting jumped, you need it to fully develop a paternal instinct, but they aren't the same.
Speaking of punishments, by the way, I know I keep pausing this shit. Another thing about my dad, man, my dad, sometimes he was a ruthless motherfucker. I was telling you about my dad punching me and shit. Well, while he did whip my ass a few times, that actually was not the worst thing. Here's what my dad would do as a punishment. This motherfucker's evil, bro. This motherfucker's evil, bro. Dude, Dad, if you see this, fuck you. Love you though. When we fucked up, specifically me and my little brother. I don't remember my little sister having to do this shit. But me and my little brother, when we fucked up, he would make us do wall sits. Right? He'd make us do wall sits for 5 minutes. Now, anyone that knows what a wall sit is, that shit sucks. But it was even worse. He would bring out the fucking level. Like, out of his tool case, the level. He would level it. And if we weren't at that perfect 90-degree angle that whole time, if we got off, bitch, we had to restart. 5 minutes over again. 5 minutes over again, son. Wall sits for 5 minutes, and this motherfucker broke out the level from the toolbox. I don't remember ever having to do that twice in my life, son. I don't remember ever having to do that twice in my entire life.
Again, I think that, so my point was, when I was reading your post earlier, I felt like everybody was kind of having a different discussion, because though I did disagree with aspects of what you had said up here, it felt like you said, it
No, he wasn't a military man, Twisted Jack. Or, I'm sorry, Adam C. That's the thing. My dad did fucking IT for a living. My dad did fucking IT for the electric company.
evolved into a whole other discussion entirely.
Yeah, we've reached reductio ad absurdum, where people are now in my replies saying that.
And there's her attempt to sound smart. We've reached reductio ad absurdum. You're wrong. Just own up to it. I mean, you're not. That would require accountability, which is impossible for 99.9% repeating of women. But
They would rather hire a male babysitter than a female babysitter. And I'm just like, okay, are we even...
I mean, I ain't saying whether that's right or wrong, but we've seen an epidemic of teachers fucking their students lately. We've seen an epidemic of female teachers fucking their students lately. I don't know. All I can say is y'all can trust me with your kid more than any female teacher that I'm aware of.
like having a real conversation anymore.
Yeah, Randall, my dad cool as fuck.
With the
My dad
female
cool as
teachers
fuck.
at schools these days, I don't even know how far off that's going to be in the next 5 years, given the stories that have been coming out
Okay.
about that stuff. I'm
But
half.
we could
I was talking to Serranos and Vex about this literally a couple days ago. Literally just a couple days ago, I was talking to Serranos and Vex about this. I actually wanted to be an elementary teacher. That was my dream career when I was younger. My dream career, dude. I wanted to be an elementary school teacher. And then as I got older, I realized the risk ain't worth it. The risk ain't fucking worth it.
basically like spin that around and say most pedophiles are men.
No,
And
I'm saying that like it's more just like it's shocking to people now that it's turned on its foot the way things are going that direction. But you're right. That was I think I pointed out to you earlier that I think it was a Jeff Dye bit where he's talking about equality. He goes, men and women. He says it's stupid to think that men and women are equal equals the same. He actually got that part wrong, but that's not the point. He goes, when you came here tonight and you hired a babysitter, you hired a female one, not because you hate men, but because you're not dumb.
Yeah.
And again, I don't actually know the statistics on it nowadays. Maybe that's still true. Who's to say?
That's all I was trying to say, really, is that, you know, children should be in the care of women generally.
First of all, that's not what you're trying to say. You're coping, trying to save face. But even if that was what you're trying to say, the fuck that guy do with a video game anyway? The fuck that guy do with a video game?
Speaking, because they're the nurturers, and it's okay that that's what women excel at, and that that's their strong suit, and that it's not one that belongs to men, and we're different and not equal in every respect.
I guess it was just hard for people to see that because they're looking at.
Nah, dude, you gotta stop. You gotta stop trying to give this bitch an out. You gotta stop trying to give this bitch an out. She is wrong. She is objectively wrong. And she needs to be lit up and told she is fucking wrong. Not just because she's a woman. Because let's be real, women are almost always wrong. Because even if she were a man saying this shit, she'd still be wrong.
At game footage, like it was also quoted with game footage where they're taking you to make a one-to-one comparison of what's going on in this game when that really wasn't the point that you were making.
Okay.
It absolutely was the point she was making. Otherwise, why bring it up in the context of the game? You were bringing it up in the context of the game with what this game is about. Phantom Mage, when I say almost always, here's the dealio. I have to say almost always because Sevi will kill me if I don't say, you know, at least throw in the caveat of almost.
And this is something that I was saying off air before we started the show, and I'm gonna try to reword it now. I don't like that people are going to play this game and think, oh, this game is reflecting back at me what a good person I am.
First of all, no one's thinking that. This game is reflecting back to them a few things. This game is fun. This game is enjoyable. This game got a good story. But more importantly, it reflects back on them, man, I want to be a dad. Isn't that a good fucking thing? Aren't we at a deficit? Ain't we at below replacement rates? Shouldn't you want things where people be like, fuck, I want to be a dad? Why are there about all them crazy fucking hoes that keep getting their kids scraped the fuck out of them and aren't settling, well, settling's the wrong word, but as in like settling down with these good men?
Like, I think that that's a ridiculous way to like interact with any sort of media. Oh, like this movie and how it's making me feel is reflecting back at me like how empathetic I am. This game is showing me like, you know,
you are literally describing dumbass female behavior, and you're ascribing that to men. Good pause, by the way. Good pause. She is describing feminine behavior because this is a covert feminist. And she's ascribing that to men. Because that's what these covert feminists do. I don't ever want to hear the claims that just because she's Catholic that she's a conservative. Ain't no fucking way.
How naturally virtuous and heroic I am. It's a simulation. It's not real life. I don't like that people are using this as a way to virtue signal, essentially.
Bitch! You literally use this to a virtue signal! We may have done it, boys. We may have done it. We may have found the person on the internet with less self-awareness than Darkside Phil. We may have found the only person on the entirety of YouTube that got less self-awareness than Darkside fucking Phil. Holy shit. Pipple Up Stars Commander for a 2-banger. As an uncle, I find this lying feminist very stupid. Agreed. I wish you'd said it in a meaner way, but YouTube, I get it. I agreed. Scary fact: abortions kill more than the Civil War. Thank you for the two-banger, Merboth. I don't doubt that for a moment. I don't doubt that for a moment.
Actually,
I think
maybe that
kind
point
of,
is not going to be received the way I intend it, but I tried my best.
I think it's sort
And yes, at least DSP can claim he's doing a bit. That's true. And she made Melanie Mac look good. You're right.
of at the intersection of the fact that people don't feel like they get a lot of entertainment that speaks to good values these days. So they're kind of enamored with it when it does happen, which
Again, Brett's correct. That's been a lot of the dialogue about this is, wow, look at this. Good, wholesome values in a piece of modern media, especially in the AAA scene, AAA gaming scene, which has been practically fucking unheard of in a post-Gamergate world.
We went and saw, what was the Shelter this year, and the whole
I'd love to see what Melanie Mac said, but she's had me blocked for like 2 years now, so I can't.
movie was Jason Statham protecting this young girl who, I forget, it was like his brother's daughter, who well, it wasn't his daughter, it was like his brother's daughter or something like that, but basically they were running from like an all-powerful government-controlled AI, and he's kind of, he's Jason Statham, he's gruff and he's British, and the kid did a very good job in the movie of kind of bringing out a more paternal instinct in him as the movie came out, and you don't see a lot of that type of storytelling these days, so when they do get it, people get excited.
I did see one take that I think maybe we can all unite on.
It better be a real bad fucking take, because no matter what, I kind of just instinctively want to disagree with you on the fact that you a dumb hoe.
So shout out to this person on X who said, relax, it's so effing cringe. One side turning this into some bullshit pedophile narrative, the other one making it about fatherhood. It's a fucking game.
No! Actually, we can't unite on that. Media, whether it be games, comics, movies, music, whatever it may be, elicits an emotional response. That's the point of art, at least one of the points of art, is to elicit an emotional response. It's not just a fucking game. It is a fucking game, but it's not just a fucking game. It is still a piece of art. And no, you are part of the side that is admonishing, making this about the values of fatherhood. And yes, I see your message, Vagabond. I'm going to finish this out and then I will.
I only care about the gameplay and hope the game can convince me to care about the story.
There you go.
Thank you!
I mean,
finally someone with some sense!
It's the internet where you have to have discourse, so...
Like, oh my gosh. It's like half the people are talking about how this is like basically CP, and then the other half are talking about how this is about to, change the global birth rates. And I'm like...
You are on a political talk show. You're part of a political company that frequently talks about conspiracies, psyops, and propaganda. And yet you're dismissing any possibility of that being the case with this piece of media, even though many other pieces of media have absolutely been that. And yes, Sevi is correct. She was the one who said that shit!
Aren't we talking about a video game?
I don't believe for a moment she's ever played a fucking video game. Maybe some goddamn Candy Crush on her phone.
Yeah, I just felt like that was kind of like lost in the sauce. Maybe I still haven't made my perspective clear, but I tried, guys.
No, you have absolutely made your perspective clear. You are a lying, covert feminist that will try and gaslight your audience the moment you get a bit of pushback just because you were fucking wrong publicly. Yes, you have made it crystal clear that you are no different than a leftist feminist. Absolutely.
Guys, I really did.
Thanks for watching.
So yeah, there's that. Why is my dislike option gone? What the fuck?
Yeah, I had a hot...
Yo, what's going on here? Okay, it still took the dislike though. Bro, 260 likes to 600 almost dislikes. Holy shit. Guys, let's see if we can get that number higher. Let's see if we can get that number higher. Read the comments. I'll read the comments in just a sec. Vagabond sent me Melanie's response in a screenshot, and I want to check it out. And then we'll read some comments on it. Here we go. Let's open this in a new tab. I want to share my DMs. Melanie Mack says, don't men adopt children more than women do? People can get too extreme on the conservative side sometimes. The notion that men are just unga boonga creatures incapable of feelings is retarded. Bro, this broad just made me agree with Melanie Mack. This broad just made me agree with Melanie fucking Mack. How you out here making Melanie Mack look like she got a brain? I'm actually impressed. She did it, guys. She did it. I'm flabbergasted. I'll give props to Melanie. Well done. Well fucking done. Damn. Damn, I'm impressed. Yeah, 2 for 1 special. Alright, let's check out some of these comments. Mary sounds like she wouldn't let her daughter hold her father's hand because it looks bad. That's a good comment out the gate. As a father, the idea that dads aren't nurturing is ridiculous. Based. Who's here because of her I'm a miserable woman take? It's a misandrous detector. Facts. Men are natural protectors. I don't think it matters if they are related or not. Correct. The idea that men don't feel affection for children even before they have their own is preposterous. We don't show it because people would be quick to call us creepy, just like they're doing right now. Abso-goddamn fucking lootly. Hey, Alaskan Gun Nut up in this bitch. Shout out to Alaskan Gun Nut. Mary said something stupid on X. She got biting in the comments. Got a community note because of this game. Well deserved. This is my game. Okay, well, I don't know about that game of the year part. I don't know about that game of the year part. But the rest of that's pretty A-okay. Worst take she's had? Oh, don't worry. I'm sure she'll have worse as the time goes on now that she's outed herself as a covert feminist. Anyone who thinks this game is for creeps either don't have a good relationship with their dad or is self-reporting. Absolutely. Mary, who's never once been a man, telling us what runs through our heads. Correct. To answer the question in the thumbnail, no, it's not creepy. Just take the L, lady. Mary went so far in traditionalism of women better for kids that she right back around to radical feminism horseshoe in action. Yes! Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. What's Cultural Breakdown say? I'm not familiar with this channel, but there's a reason Mary Horrible Take on this is getting crushed on X. Ultimately, she's still a child with no real world experience, but was given a microphone as if she's an authority. Correct. Well done. Yeah, these are great. Great comments all around. I'm so glad to see this dumb slut getting roasted. I really am. When you come out with such an objectively awful take, especially when you are looked at as, you know, part of I don't want to say like leading voice in the conservative movement, because ain't nobody know who this hoe is. But she's attached to the Tim Pool and Tim Cass name. For some reason, people take them seriously. Then, yeah, this needs to be crushed and crucified. It shows there's still people with common sense on X, because almost everybody just flat out rejected this, regardless of their partisan politics. Because it was that fucking stupid. And I respect that.